The next people that are coming out on the stage are some brave people. We have Garret Reppenhagen, and Garret served as a sniper in the 1st Infantry Division in Iraq from 2004 to 2005. While deployed involuntarily, he was one of the first military bloggers to speak out against the occupation he was serving in. Garret has worked in Washington, D.C. as a veterans advocate and has appeared on many national television and radio programs. You can read more about Garret's story in the book, What Was Asked of Us. Currently, Garret is the chairman of the board of the Iraq Veterans Against the War. And we're really lucky because he came back to the Springs. Standing with Garret is Floyd. I'm not going to give Floyd's last name. Floyd is an active duty soldier. Floyd's already been to Iraq once, and they're trying to send him back. His wife just had a baby, and he's got some truth to tell about what's really going on. So here's Garret and Floyd and IVAW.
My name's Garret Reppenhagen. I'm the chairman of the board of Iraq Veterans Against the War. And I served in Iraq from February 4 to February 5 as a sniper in the 1st Infantry Division. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a second. But there's a lot of people in our organization that believe this criminal occupation and this wrongdoing has started in 1991 in the first Gulf War, Desert Storm. And a lot of people see this as just a continuation of that war. And there's veterans that have come before us. And right now, Iraq Veterans Against the War has opened up an honorary membership to all Gulf War Desert Storm veterans to join our organization and help us. So I'm going to introduce you right now to one of those Gulf War veterans. Like in this war, in that war, women started serving and had more of a participation in the battles there. And even now today, even more women have died in this war than in Vietnam. So I want Heather to come out and introduce herself and say a few words about her experiences and how she feels about this occupation. Heather?
Hi, my name is Heather. I was in Desert Storm. I went in when I was 16. And this war, we need to bring our boys home now. I've lost 3 brothers over there. I have a chance to go back into the military. And I might as well just do it. This war here is a joke. We need to bring our boys home. We need to bring them home to their families. A lot of the people went over there just doing what they think they were doing is right. Bush needs to get out of office. If we didn't have Bush in office, we wouldn't have this war. Like I said, I went in a Desert Storm as a medic. I'm still a medic. And like I said, if I have a chance to go back in as a medic, I will. I just have a baby that's 9 months old, and a lot of people that's been over there has not seen their kids. My brother's been over there since the war started. My sister-in-law just had his baby. He has not seen the little girl. And we buried him 2 weeks ago, and he did not get a chance to see his little girl because of the war. We need to bring our boys home now.
Like Floyd was saying, man, you know, there's a lot of soldiers out there that are dependent on you people. When I went to Iraq, I knew that I was a weapon of my democracy, but what I didn't realize that I was just a weapon of my administration. This military is the people's military. It's not George Bush's military. Those men and women are over there and they're serving. They're serving you. They're serving the people of America, and that's who they think they're serving. If we don't stand up and express ourselves, then they're not going to understand what the people's will is. There's many men and women who are serving today that just want to do what America wants them to do. They're honored to serve their country. They're ashamed to be used and abused in this way, to be sent over to a criminal occupation in Iraq for fraudulent causes, which is undermining our ability to protect our country. Ultimately, if all of America doesn't stand up and do something about this, we're doing a disservice to our veterans and to our service members. You know, there's a common belief in America right now that war deserters are cowards and they're not patriots, and it's something that's negative. But, you know, the men and women that I'm meeting, the men and women of Iraq Veterans Against the War who have resisted this war are patriots to the highest degree. They're willing to sacrifice many a times their friendships, their families, their lives, their freedom, all to hold true to their convictions, all to hold true to their morals, and to have that high ground, that understanding that this occupation in Iraq is wrong. There's many soldiers that are, like my friend Augustin IVAW, who jumped out of his window while there was MPs in his living room waiting to either take him to jail or take him to Iraq. Can you imagine the fear that he felt in his bedroom while he was packing to go to Iraq, staring out his window, afraid, wondering if there was somebody on the other side, if there was an America that would embrace him for doing what was right? We've got to be there. We've got to be on the other side of that window to embrace these veterans when they make that conscious choice. We've got to support war resistors in America. 39 soldiers conscious objector status because they have fought in Iraq. How backwards is that? Somebody witnesses, serves their country, goes to Iraq like he's ordered, realizes that it's wrong after he does his duty, comes home, wants to be a conscious objector, get out of the military, and they say, no, you can't. You're not a conscious objector. Why would you have gone to war? That's ridiculous. If we don't stand up for our war resistors in this country, then we're saying that this war is okay. There's a time the American veterans and service members are making the sacrifice to go to this war and fight it. We're also trying to make the sacrifice to end this war. We've got to ask all the American people who aren't here what they're willing to sacrifice to end this war and do what's right for our country. So when you march today, know that you're taking charge of your military. That you want it to be used responsibly. And only after all peaceful solutions have been exhausted to a conflict do we resort to military action. Let's live up to the potential that America can be. And stop degrading down to these morals and these standards of, oh, well, Saddam was worse, so why should we lower our standards to that? Why don't we live up to the potential of America, take charge of our military, take charge of our country, hold our government accountable, and end this war in Iraq?